Andy, Ireland played with tempo and composure last week and tonight. How pleased were you with that?
Pleased? Yeah, I don't think that's the word. I think, I mean, what's the biggest thing that you can say about a group of people? I don't know. I don't know if there is a word, because that's the hardest thing in rugby to do by a country mile. We lost game one, We lost game one, and our backs were against the wall, and apparently, we was going to feel the full wrath of the All Blacks today, and we said that's the challenge that we wanted, and our best 40 minutes of the campaign was in the first half, which says a lot about how they are as a team and where they're going and the belief that they've got. So I think this is the hardest thing that you could do by a country mile in rugby, especially when you take it down to the last game. And we know that the All Blacks, the history, are going to come out firing, and not just to be up so much at half time, but the most pleasing thing for me by a long stretch was the composure when they came back at us, because they always do, and we never got ahead of ourselves when we was in front, and we never panicked when they started to come back. And wow, I mean, we talk about this being the start of our World Cup year, and it was never ever mentioned about it being an end of season tour. You see the freshness of the lads. I mean, some of these lads, have a think about it when you get a minute. Have a think about it. Some of these lads not playing for 8 weeks. Some of these lads are coming off the back of a loss in a quarter-final, semi-final, final, etc. We had 3 days of a camp before we left for these shows, and they was back together like that. They're a special group, and they deserve everything they get.
Johnny, there were a lot of smiling faces in Temple this morning.
Yeah, I'm sure there's lots of smiling faces across the country. It's something that's not lost on us. We speak about it all the time, primarily family at home, but also the people of Ireland that we represent, and I don't think they could be much prouder. I don't think, even if we lost, the game today, the effort to turn up, because sometimes the last test, and I've been in tours before where it's very easy to drift off into your holiday or drift off to somewhere else, and the boys stayed on it this week. We got the balance right between rest and recovery, and making sure that we were fresh, and that's credit to Faz and the management. They nailed it, and the boys just basically did exactly what they asked of us, and that's it really.
Johnny, there was one of your penalty kicks in the second half comes off the crossbar. About a minute later, you're shepherding Will Jordan into the corner.
I thought I had him for pace, yeah.
Did you ever doubt at that stage that things were kind of, the 50-50s weren't going your way?
Yeah, of course. You always doubt, but you have to have the mental skills to be able to get back into the present and the moment, and then just say to the boys, let's, it was a big swing, wasn't it? Like, for the ball to come off the crossbar like that, like I thought, I was actually thinking, it was mad, I was thinking about Owen's kick against the All Blacks to tie the series from a similar spot, and I just felt it was an important kick, and then for it to come off the crossbar, I was gutted, but it was a big swing, but just shows the character of the team to be able to come back from that. They're the moments that in previous years against New Zealand that would have swung the game, and they're the fine margins that we would have been talking about if we had lost. But thankfully we got a penalty straight away, and then big call to go for the corner again, and the lads backed it up, and that was cheese. James Ryan, like he was on it tonight, and a couple of times we talked about going for 3, and he just said no, go for the corner, and for him to show that leadership is a big step for him, which is great.
Johnny, is it fair to say this is the greatest achievement in history?
Like, it doesn't get much better than this. To go to, and by saying that, it's the biggest respect we can give New Zealand. Like, the celebrations probably weren't, the most humble, but that shows how much it means to us to come down here. Like, we came here with the Lions, and we thought it was great to get a draw. And the guys that felt that we should have won were criticised, and so to come down here and do it, it's just very, very special. And it's a special group led by Faz, of course, and yeah, it's great to be a part of.
Obviously, a huge achievement which has to be celebrated, but at some point over the summer, you're going to speak to the players and these media games and say, let's go and take another box at next year's World Cup.
Yeah, we've got,
Come on, hey, give us a break.
we've got a full season to play. We've got a full season to play. You know what I mean? And it shouldn't be beat New Zealand and then let's wait for the World Cup. Like, there's plenty more to play. There's big home games in November. There's a Six Nations to play where we still haven't achieved things that we want to achieve in that. You know, we had a Triple Crown this year, but you know, a championship or better would be something that we're aiming for. So there's no reason why we shouldn't be trying to progress and do that and think that, it's very Irish to think, we have to take it easy now until the World Cup. Like, let's keep making the most of it. Let's keep getting better, and like, that has to be driven by, of course, me as captain and the rest of the leadership group to turn up and show the right attitude in September when we're back playing for our provinces and just keep getting better. That's the key.
No, joking aside, you are right, because that's the biggest thing about the tour, the learnings that we get from it. You know, as a group of 70 people, 40 players and 30 staff, to have done what we've done and to make it so hectic and so difficult. There's so many lessons to be learned, and that takes a lot of reflecting over the summer, and used in the right ways is a powerful thing for us going forward.
Where does this sit for you, Andy? Playing, coaching?
Yeah, it's difficult for me because, yeah, it's not mine, like, you know, it's theirs. They've grabbed hold of it hugely. I talked yesterday about the leadership group and how they've grown and how they've developed, and you know, we've coached this team together, and that's the truth. And you know, some of the stuff that they've done out there today, we've done it together. So I suppose when you look at it like that, I suppose it's the most proud that I've ever been of being part of a group, without a shadow of a doubt.
And Johnny, for you, where does it sit in your career?
Right up there, yeah, of course. Like, every time you play for Ireland, it is incredibly special, and then to do something that no team has ever done before. Will we ever get a chance to play 3 tests in New Zealand again? I'm not sure when. I'm not sure. You know, if this sort of World League idea that comes in, you know, we'll be playing 1 test, you know, all over the shop. But I think the 3 test series is special, and that's proven by today's game, and obviously the deciders that are going to come and we'll watch tonight. You know, every last game is down to a decider. So yeah, it'd be a shame to get rid of them.